In nature, hyenas approach their targets strategically, closing the distance and waiting for the opportune moment to launch a decisive attack. However, not every approach results in an effective strike, and even a small misstep can derail the entire approach. These failed attack moments clearly demonstrate the limitations of instinct when timing and reflexes are out of sync. In open areas, hyenas maintain close-knit packs and constant communication. Each hyena weighs approximately 90 to 140 pounds, and their strong jaws and high endurance allow them to sustain pursuits for extended periods. Their group coordination allows them to split direction, apply pressure, and control the space around their target. These factors make hyenas one of the most effective predators. However, not every attack is successful. If the target changes direction in time or breaks the distance, the entire approach can be disrupted. When the advantage is not maintained, the hyena pack is forced to adjust or give up. In areas without hiding places, African wild dogs rely entirely on pack coordination to maintain their advantage. They maintain a stable formation and move in a unified rhythm throughout the approach. Pressure is continuously maintained by changing direction, not depending on a single close approach. This synchronization helps control the rhythm and forces the opponent to react constantly. Near food sources, hyenas observe and look for an opportune moment to approach. Wild dogs approach but maintain distance, creating psychological pressure and forcing the hyenas to divert attention. When a hyena breaks away, a gap immediately appears in the formation. Wild dogs encircle and increase their movement rhythm, constantly changing direction around the target. The hyenas turn to defend from multiple directions, but cannot maintain the counterattack rhythm. The pressure reverses. The hyenas lose control and are forced to retreat at a disadvantage. The gap that just appeared was enough to prevent the entire team from recovering. In such a confrontation, coordination and control of the tempo are crucial to the outcome. When the timing is unfavorable, the initial advantage cannot be maintained. A small misstep is enough to change the entire course of the game. In their natural environment, lions maintain very clear territorial control behavior. An adult lion weighs approximately 300 to 420 pounds, possesses quick reflexes, and has the ability to handle situations at close range. Lions not only hunt, but also constantly monitor and protect their surrounding space. When an intruder is detected, the reaction occurs almost immediately without preparation. At the edge of the area, the hyena pack begins to advance and narrow the distance cautiously. Intrusion into a dangerous zone creates a misstep from the very first step. The moment the distance is broken, the lions react quickly and exert pressure from multiple directions. The hyenas can no longer maintain a safe distance and are constantly being pressured. Their movement is disrupted, and they are no longer able to organize their formation effectively. A misstep in the initial approach renders the entire effort irreversible. The approach ends in a disadvantageous position as the hyena is forced to retreat under direct pressure. In territorial situations, the goal is not hunting, but control and deterrence. Lions maintain their advantage through quick reflexes and clear spatial pressure. When the initial timing is lost, the outcome is almost predetermined. In a dry, poorly sheltered environment, the honey badger maintains a highly flexible and unpredictable behavior. It doesn't maintain a fixed direction of movement and constantly turns to face a threat. When under pressure, its attack reflexes occur immediately, without hesitation. Its ability to withstand blows helps it maintain its position instead of fleeing. From multiple directions, the hyenas form a team and try to control the surrounding space. They attempt to approach step by step, but don't concentrate their force, as they haven't identified a clear weak point. The pressure gradually increases, but they fail to create a stable point of contact as the target always maintains its facing direction. The honey badger continuously turns and reacts at close range, disrupting all approaches. The hyenas lose their rhythm, expending energy without making any progress. Each attempt to approach is thwarted, preventing them from accumulating an advantage. The confrontation ended when the hyena was forced to retreat after several failed attempts to approach. In a dry, poorly sheltered environment, the warthog maintains constant vigilance and always remembers the nearest escape route. Weighing approximately 110 to 220 pounds, the warthog moves quickly and can accelerate to nearly 30 miles per hour in short bursts. Its curved tusks are used to maintain distance and prevent close-range attacks. Its quick reflexes prevent it from becoming passive when pressure builds. From multiple directions, the hyenas form a circle and close in on the warthog. Their attack directions are constantly changing, aiming to apply pressure and wear down the warthog's stamina. The distance is gradually reduced, but no stable point of contact is established. The warthog continuously turns and reacts at close range, preventing the hyenas from getting too close. The pressure persists, with both sides locked in a prolonged standoff without a clear resolution. As their stamina wanes, the hyenas are forced to temporarily retreat and maintain a distance, observing. Not every attack yields immediate results. This is a battle of physical strength, mental fortitude, and patience over a long period. When breaking the distance becomes impossible, retreat becomes a necessary decision. In open spaces, elephants maintain very strong social bonds and remember the risks around them. Their intelligence helps them identify danger early and adjust their position as soon as it changes. When threatened, the herd quickly forms a protective circle and maintains distance from all approaching directions. Their coordinated abilities turn the formation into a living shield, minimizing contact points. The hyena pack splits into groups to approach, one group distracting and another attempting to get closer. Gaps appear when the baby elephants temporarily separate, creating brief opportunities for approach. Pressure builds rapidly, but the elephant group maintains its rhythm and blocks all approaching directions. The mother elephant immediately returns, applying strong pressure and restoring the protective formation. The hyenas lose their rhythm, fail to maintain distance, and are forced to retreat. The attack ended when the elephants' social bonds were restored and they gained complete control of the space. During their seasonal migration, wildebeests maintain precise navigation and constant observation. Their danger detection reflexes are very quick, allowing them to adjust their position at the first sign of change. When being followed, they can hold their position and assess the situation instead of fleeing immediately. This vigilance helps maintain a safe distance throughout the migration. Hyenas approach from behind, probing the wildebeest's reaction, not charging directly. The distance is gradually reduced to find weaknesses before launching an attack. Pressure increases as the direction of movement narrows, but the target remains in position and observes. The wildebeest suddenly advances, accelerating and using its horns to maintain close proximity. The approach is reversed. The hyena switches to defense and fails to maintain pressure. This moment of hesitation causes the hyena to completely lose the initiative. The confrontation ended when the hyena retreated, while the wildebeest maintained the initiative thanks to its quick reflexes and decision not to run away. On the water's edge, the crocodile basks in the sun to regulate its temperature while maintaining a state of readiness. Its body is almost motionless, but its reflexes are constantly monitoring its surroundings. In the right environment, the crocodile doesn't need to move much to maintain its advantage. While the hyena moves normally and isn't on guard, the distance is shortened without realizing the danger. From underwater, the crocodile suddenly lunges forward, making immediate contact without any warning. The hyena's reaction time slows down as the situation changes too quickly. The hyena tries to twist and turn in resistance, but cannot maintain its position as it is pulled toward the water. The altered space causes a loss of control, and attempts to escape are ineffective. The confrontation ends quickly with the crocodile having a clear advantage in its environment. These confrontations demonstrate that no predator holds an absolute advantage. Each species has its own way of reacting when pushed into a dangerous situation. When instinct meets unexpected reflexes, the outcome can change completely. In nature, victory always belongs to the one that adapts at the right time. Lions have long been considered the top predators at the apex of the food chain. Speed, muscle, and experience give them control in many chases. However, nature does not operate with absolute certainty. Even a small deviation in distance or environment can change the outcome. And it is these failed hunts that reveal the true limits of power on the savannah. On the vast savannah, lions are seen as symbols of strength and control. Their sturdy bodies, quick reflexes, and ability to coordinate as a pride give them an advantage in many hunts. A mature lion can accelerate rapidly over short distances and maintain pressure long enough to disrupt its prey. However, not every hunt ends successfully. High temperatures, miscalculations of distance, or unexpected reactions from prey can change the course of events in seconds. In nature, even the top predators face their own limitations. Hidden among the low grass, the cobra maintained a state of heightened vigilance. Its instincts relied not on muscular strength, but on its venom, and the ability to accurately spray venom at short distances. Every movement ahead was monitored, waiting for the safe boundary to be crossed. A male lion approached out of curiosity, walking slowly but confidently. When the distance narrowed too much, the snake immediately raised its hood and sprayed venom directly into the lion's eyes. The intense burning pain disoriented the lion for a few brief seconds. In a chaotic reflex, the lion tried to extend its leg to get closer. The snake responded with a quick defensive bite. The venom began to take effect. The lion's body convulsed slightly, and its movements became uncontrolled. Recognizing the disadvantage, the lion was forced to retreat to avoid more serious harm. The confrontation ended with the larger predator losing ground. In nature, long-range defenses and high precision can neutralize even species that are overwhelmingly larger. In the wide and deep current, hippos demonstrate their strength in unexpected ways. Their heavy bodies are agile in the water. Their wide jaws and quick reflexes allow them to control the space around them. When approached too closely, their instincts shift from passive to active in an instant. A lone lion ventures into the middle of the river, intending to approach. But instead of retreating, the surrounding hippos begin to close in, moving decisively and relentlessly, pressing closer. The lion turns for escape, but the space narrows. Isolated and without companions to support them, the lion is forced to jump into deeper water to escape the increasing pressure. It swims rapidly towards the shore, while the hippos continue to advance to drive it away. The initiative is entirely with the seemingly docile herbivore. The encounter ends with the lion's retreat. In their controlled environment, hippos are not only defensive, but also ready to dominate. When mispositioned, even a predator can be at a disadvantage. In the open field, still marked by the footprints of many species, the hyena pack had silently established its formation. They weren't in a hurry, but rather gradually expanded their ranks, maintaining distance and observing carefully. The pressure was built slowly, like a tightening noose. When the lone lioness entered, she immediately accelerated, intending to break through the encirclement. The initial charge created a brief gap for a few seconds. But as soon as she turned to counterattack, other directions closed in, and the encirclement deepened. Attacks followed one another. Several hyenas approached from behind, attempting to bite her tail to disrupt her movement, while others blocked her escape route. The lioness reacted fiercely, but each counterattack made her breathing heavier and her movements slower. After being gradually worn down minute by minute, the lioness could no longer maintain the initiative. It was forced to retreat to avoid being pushed further. The confrontation ended with the individual at a disadvantage. In nature, when multidirectional pressure is maintained continuously, muscular strength does not always determine the outcome. On long migrations across the savanna, buffalo herds form a protective structure around their young and weaker individuals. Their migratory instincts not only help them find new pastures, but also maintain a tight formation to minimize the risk of attack. Each movement involves positional adjustments, creating a flexible defense system even while advancing. When a lion suddenly accelerates from the side of the herd, its target is a mother buffalo walking alongside her calf. The initial charge creates a momentary disruption. The mother buffalo immediately turns, lowers her head, and maintains distance between the predator and her calf, forcing the lion to change its approach. That resistance is only the beginning. From the front and sides, other adult buffalo quickly turn around. They advance in unison, closing the space and putting pressure on the lion. The tide turned when the predator no longer had safe space to continue its attack, and was eventually forced to retreat. The confrontation ended with the lion's defeat. The collective strength and synchronized reaction of the buffalo herd completely reversed the situation in a short time. In nature, when the protection of offspring triggers the instinct for solidarity, numbers can turn a hunt into a risk for the aggressor. On the hot, dry sand, Oryx displayed a kind of strength that came from composure. It didn't panic at the perceived danger, but remained in place, head lowered and horns pointing straight forward. Its instinct was active defense, ready to retaliate rather than flee. A lion approached, intending to find an angle to approach from behind. But each step to flank was met with Oryx's close-range maneuvering, leaving no weak point exposed. When the lion attempted to accelerate for a moment, the horns immediately thrust forward, forcing it to stop to avoid a direct collision. The dangerous distance made the lion hesitate. A wound from the sharp horns could render it incapable of hunting for weeks. After a few tense seconds, it retreated and abandoned its attack. In nature, the pressure of direct risk is sometimes strong enough to completely halt a hunt.
Fighting.
At the edge of a narrowed waterhole during the dry season, the pack of wild dogs moves as a unified entity. Their collective intelligence is evident in their synchronized steps and the way they maintain a stable arc formation. Each individual acts not for themselves, but for the safety and benefit of the pack, always ready to assist when a member is in danger. When an old lioness enters the area to reassert her control, the atmosphere immediately changes. The dogs do not scatter. They hold their positions, constantly adjusting to the lioness's movements and creating pressure with their voices and rhythmic shifts. Suddenly, the lioness accelerates and charges into the formation, subduing one individual for a brief moment.
Fighting.
But the dog's reaction is almost instantaneous. The surrounding individuals simultaneously close in, harassing from multiple directions and forcing the lioness to constantly turn to defend herself. The relentless pressure caused it to lose its advantage. Eventually, the lion was forced to release its target and retreat from the center of the water source. The confrontation ended with the lion's retreat, despite its superior individual strength. The lion's pack tactics and strong teamwork neutralized that advantage in just seconds. In nature, where each individual lives for the pack, collective strength can overcome even the might of a larger predator. Submerged, almost motionless, the crocodile patiently waited in absolute silence. Only its eyes and nose surfaced, enough to observe any movement along the shore. Its advantage lay not in speed, but in prolonged stillness and the ability to choose the right moment. When the lion lowered its head close to the water's surface to drink, the distance between the two species shortened without warning. The water remained calm, without a single unusual ripple. Then, in a brief moment, the crocodile sprang up from below with a precise lunge, shattering the stillness. The lion recoiled instinctively, trying to maintain its balance and escape the danger zone. The surprise caused it to lose the initiative from the very first second. Realizing it was at a disadvantage, it quickly moved away from the water's edge to avoid being pulled deeper. The encounter ended almost immediately, with the crocodile gaining the upper hand. In the aquatic environment, patience and the element of surprise create a decisive advantage. Nature constantly shifts the balance according to the environment, not according to the reputation of the predator.
Estos fracasos no disminuyen la posición del león, sino que revelan las limitaciones reales de cualquier depredador. Cada variación en la distancia, el entorno o la táctica puede invertir la situación en segundos. La naturaleza no favorece la fuerza individual, sino que pone a prueba la adaptabilidad y el cálculo preciso. Y es en estas retiradas donde la verdadera naturaleza de la supervivencia se revela con mayor claridad.